Hello and welcome to the Startup Climb channel for flight simulation content. Today we continue with our third episode of the tutorial series about the Airbus A321 produced by Toliss. This tutorial also can be used for the A320 because basically they are the same aircraft, same purchase. And in this third tutorial we will build a flight plan we will use over in our tutorial series. So without further delays, let's begin. As you can see, I use SimBrief as a flight planner. SimBrief is a paid subscription, so you need to have an account for it. There's also a free version that has some limitations, but well, if you bought the Toliss aircraft, I'm pretty sure you have also be a SimBrief member. So let's continue with the start of the flight plan. So if you are not familiar with SimBrief, I will explain it on the go. So the first thing we would like to do is select a new flight. This screen's already on. And we will see some tabs here like flight info, aircraft info, selections, optional entries, etc., etc. We will run through them from top to down, and in the end we have a complete flight plan available for the next episodes of our tutorial because we need it. Okay, so let's start with the flight information. The first field you need to enter is your airliner. So we use the Wizz Air airliner, so I just call it Wizz Air, nothing special there. I click tab one time and I can give this a unique flight number. I just put in some random numbers, and here it's where it gets important. So here we will file our departure airport, and this will be for today's flight will be France Paris airport. So you will need to file the 4-letter code for it. If you don't know the code, there's no worry, because you can click the magnifier and you type Paris, and here you have all the airports in Paris. Well, we will opt for the LFPG. It's Charles de Gaulle airport. I select that, and you will see it's now set as our departure airport. Our arrival airport will be Frankfurt, that's Germany. So that's a pretty short flight, but good enough for tutorial. The Frankfurt is EDDF, and if you know it, you can. If you don't know it, you can also find it here in, and you will find all the airports in Frankfurt. We do the Frankfurt main. It's EDDF selected, and it's similar. SimBrief will automatically create an alternate airport for you. You don't have to do that. That's automatically done by the flight planner. And you can also set the departure time. So it's 7:15 UTC times. And if you have all this done, we are finished in the first flight info tab. We continue to the second one. This is the aircraft info. This is also information. We need to select the aircraft type, what we will be using for our flight. And in our case, we use the Airbus A321 Neo. Neo aircraft, and we will also need to select our flight, our airframe, they call it. So we will use the 1300 engines with one additional center tank. ACT is additional center tank. And that's it. I just want to select it here for some reason. A321 Toliss. Okay, it's not working like it should, so I just try it again. Probably a bug in SimBrief. Let's press F5 for one time, so it reloads the page. I will click New Flight, and I will do it all over again with air flight number 5, departs was Charles de Gaulle, Paris, Charles de Gaulle. Here we go. And departure was EDDF, arrival airport EDDF, that's Frankfurt. Okay, aircraft was the Airbus A321 Neo. And the airframe is the now it seems to work. Okay, that's just a bug in SimBrief. So, okay, we are finished now with setting up our aircraft information. There's some additional parameters: climb profile, cruise altitude, cost index, all automatically set. Nothing more to do here. We can set some other settings, but I'll leave this automatically done by SimBrief. So we can continue to the next section, selection. This section is also automatically filed by SimBrief, so we leave this all alone. Optional entries, if you wish, you can change the runway, the departure runway or the arrival runway, if you wish. But no need, so we all leave this automatically. Fuel planning, if you are a beginner, you can set a little more fuel, so it defaults to 45 minutes. You can set it to 90 minutes because you have to probably make some extra turns and approaches to get it all done correctly. But in general, also here, you don't need to change anything. Okay, then we continue to the text entries. We can leave this collapsed, nothing to do. And the route, here we need to set the SIDs and the stars. I think you all heard the term. SID is Standard Instrument Departure. That's the route from the runway to the airway. And the star is the standard arrival route. That's the route from the airway to the departure runway. From the airway to our arrival airway. So the SITS is for the departure, which is Paris, and the star is for the arrival. We need to calculate that in our flight plan. So we do that by clicking the Find SIT Star. And you see SimBrief automatically comes up with a list of preferred SITs and stars. So we can leave this set to automatically. It's all perfectly right. And we click Apply. And the SITs and stars are integrated in our flight route. You will see the route is valid for AirEg 2506 and that means that the database which SimBrief is using is up to date. You can see it here in the also in the top bar. The AirEg cycle is 2506. So it's important to know that your AirEg cycle in the plane, in your flight management computer and the flight planner needs to be identical. So if they're out of sync, you will have issues with the flight route or other things that can go wrong. You can check the AirEg cycle in your airplane, but we will see that in the next episode. Okay, so this is all done. If you are finished with this, and you can see the route looks good. We're starting at Paris. We will arrive at Frankfurt, and our alternate airport is, let me check, I think it's Düsseldorf or something. No, not really sure. We have an alternate airport. Let's keep it at that. Okay. Once you have completed your setup, you can click the Generate Flight. And now SimBrief will create the flight route in a database file and drops it into your Explain folder where it should belong if you have SimBrief set up correctly. So from there we can go into the airplane and we can request the flight plan directly from within the flight management computer. More on that in the next episode. Two more things to do is we need to calculate the takeoff performance. This is also required by the flight management computer. It's easy because if you click the takeoff performance button, everything is filed for you. You only need to request the weather, populate weather, and click calculate. And it will come up with a list and your takeoff performance chart. We will need that also later when we set up the airplane takeoff. So if done, you can close that one, and the last one is the landing performance. This works the same, already pre-filed. Arrival airport EDDF, that's Frankfurt. Arrival runway 25 left. And on the other parameters are filed by SimBrief, so nothing to change unless you want, but we will not do that for this flight to keep it simple. So we just click populate weather and calculate, and here we have our landing performance. So okay, that's it for now. In a real flight, you will calculate the landing performance around 40 nautical miles before your destination. But So if you have a short flight, that's not a real problem, but in a longer flight, of course, the conditions can change over time. So in a real flight, you will calculate this. You will calculate this every 40 miles before you reach your destination. So, okay, all done here. We can close everything. We have checked the flight plan should be good. We have inserted the SIDs and stars, and we calculated our takeoff performance, and we calculated our landing performance. If you wish, you can see the PDF of the flight plan. And yeah, here you got all your information regarding the flight plan. So the first 1, 2, 3 pages are really important, and the rest is all additional information. So if we return to the flight plan, we can also input our input into charts, in Navigraph charts. So this will look like that, but for this you will need a paid full Navigraph subscription. It's a very handy tool, but also you need to pay for this, so not directly necessary for that. Okay, so this was in short the creation of the flight plan. We will use it. We will use this flight plan in episode 4, where we will start to set up the flight management computer and prepare the aircraft for our flight. So far, if you like this content, please click the subscribe button and give a thumbs up. And I hope I see you on the next one. Thanks in advance, and enjoy your day.